What's up everybody, it's James again, and today I'm going to be talking about my top 10 original Xbox games. Understand the concept of love. Alright, so for number 10 we have Mortal Kombat Deception. It's no secret that I like Mortal Kombat a lot. I'm honestly not very hyped for Mortal Kombat X. Well, not really hyped because the game is out now, but I don't know. Mortal Kombat Deception was really cool because it had chess combat, it had, puzzle combat alongside the fighting game, which the fighting game itself was really good. And, I always recommend Mortal Kombat Deception. For number 9, we have Unreal Championship 2. This first-person and third-person shooter on the original Xbox was a lot of fun, very fast-paced, a lot of fun to play with your friends, and also it had a blend of Mortal Kombat in it. There was the Mortal Kombat announcer, there was Raiden as a playable character, and there's also fatalities, but they're called coup d'etats in the game here. So yeah, Unreal Championship 2, awesome game, I highly recommend it. Next up, we have Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4. I would also like to group Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 in the same spot here for number 8. I really love the Tony Hawk series, as a lot of people did, back when this series was at its prime. Tony Hawk 4 is really cool, great soundtrack, great gameplay, just an overall awesome game. Highly recommend Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3, and Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2X on the original Xbox. Next up we have a slightly rare game, or at least expensive now. We have Conker Live and Reloaded. This is the Xbox adaptation of Conker's Bad Fur Day for the Nintendo 64. I kind of like them both. The Xbox version has the updated graphics, along with, I believe, updated multiplayer. But it's censored. They censor out the curses, and that's not cool. Censorship is not cool. Just let it be uncensored. The N64 version was uncensored.
I am the great mighty Mo, and I am going to throw my at you.
Why do you have to censor the Xbox version? Anyway, great game. If you love platformers, definitely check out Conker Live and Reloaded for the original Xbox. Next up we have somewhat of a hidden gem for the Xbox, and that is Death Row. Death Row is kind of like basketball meets football meets Tron. It's really hard to describe. You would have to just play it for yourself. It's pretty much a futuristic sports game. Very well done and very fun to play. Definitely check out Death Row on the original Xbox. And next up we have possibly one of the greatest games ever made, in my opinion. And that is Jet Set Radio Future. Jet Set Radio Future is such a fantastic game. The soundtrack is awesome. The gameplay is awesome. The graphics are awesome. Just everything about this game is just so fucking good. Some people say it's not as good as Jet Set Radio for the Dreamcast, or Jet Grind Radio depending on what country you're in, or Daylight Jet Set Radio if you're hardcore into collecting Dreamcast games. But Jet Set Radio Future, it gets the job done. Really love this game. Shout out to Hideki Naganuma for making such an awesome soundtrack for Jet Set Radio Future. I highly recommend this game. Highly recommend this game. It's very cheap if you actually find it bundled with Sega GT 2002. But alone, it's actually a little expensive. So, but yeah, anyway, check it out. Such a fantastic game. I cannot recommend it enough. Next up on the list, we have one of my most favorite series of all time, and that is Dead or Alive Ultimate on the original Xbox. Now, Dead or Alive Ultimate is actually 2 games in one. We have a version of Dead or Alive, the original, and Dead or Alive 2. And it's kind of like the de facto console version of the Dead or Alive games, the first 2 games. Highly recommend it. The director behind the game was Tomonobu Itagaki, who is somebody I look up to very much. So shout out to Tomonobu Itagaki. Anyway, Dead or Alive Ultimate, great fighting game, great graphics, killer soundtrack. They use Aerosmith for their main theme, and such a great game. I love it. I love it so much. So my number 3 game, I actually don't have a copy of, and that's because it's very hard to find, and when you do find it, it's very expensive. And that is Metal Wolf Chaos, which is I believe, a Japanese exclusive. Metal Wolf Chaos is a game by From Software, who also made the Armored Core series, and it's pretty much a mech game where you play as the President of the United States and a giant mech. Like, how awesome is that? Take, like, Armored Core, give it, like, arcadey gameplay and arcadey voice acting. Give it, like, House of the Dead level voice acting. And make it star the President of the United States.
Okay, let's party! Welcome to the White House.
It's so great. There is a great part of the first level where you just hear the most obscene shit. I highly recommend it. The game is really expensive. I see it on eBay for like 250 bucks, which is fucking ridiculous. But yeah, Metal Wolf Chaos on the original Xbox. I believe it's a Japanese exclusive. It is fantastic, and if you can find it and afford it, get it. It is so fucking good. Metal Wolf Chaos, definitely a must-have. If it wasn't so damn hard to get. So number 2 on the original Xbox, we have Halo Combat Evolved. Now I know this is kind of a cliche game to say, but I actually spent a lot of time with this game as a young kid. A lot of, you know, going to my friend's house and bringing my Xbox for 16-player deathmatch and team deathmatch and capture the flag, and also the engaging story mode. And modding the game is so much fun. Using, like, say, like, you know, the Crazy Nation mod, the trainer, or Halo Cache Editor. Like, you can do some crazy shit in this game. But yeah, I don't really need to say much more about it. Everybody knows Halo. Halo Combat Evolved in the original Xbox. It's a must-have. I would say Halo 2, but Halo 2 is kind of like a close 11 for me. Finally, number 1. It's not a surprise. People who are used to watching videos on my channel can probably guess this one. And I actually have it wrapped in, a anti-static bag. And that is Shenmue II on the original Xbox. And it's actually signed by Lisa Wilkerson, who is the voice of Shuing, Joy, and Yuan. She signed the front of it, and she also signed the disc. Thanks, Lisa. Love you. You're an awesome person. Thank you so much for signing it. It was so much fun meeting up with you. That was a great fucking time. But yeah, so Shenmue 2, this is the most engaging Xbox game, if not one of the most engaging games ever made. The sequel to what I consider to be the greatest pinnacle of video games, and that's Shenmue on the Dreamcast. Shenmue 2, a lot of people don't like because it was kind of born out of political nonsense with the whole, you know, Dreamcast dying and Peter Moore and all that crap. But I love this game. I don't care what people say. Shenmue 2 is Shenmue 2. I mean, sure, you don't get to cross over your save files, and sure, the graphics are dumbed down, and sure, the transparencies don't work correctly. But in the end, it exists. It's one more console we have the game for, and it's just so fucking good. This game, it's so hard to explain. It's such a surreal feeling for me, Shenmue 2. And you just gotta play it for yourself. So take my word for it. Shenmue 2 on the original Xbox is, in my opinion, the greatest Xbox game in existence. So, yeah. Shenmue 2, highly recommend it. Buy it, even if you don't have an Xbox, just buy this game. Just look at it. It's fucking beautiful. You can also play it on the 360. So yeah, Shenmue 2. Anyway guys, that's my top 10 for the original Xbox. Of course, my list is going to differ from yours because this is just my opinion. What is your favorite Xbox games? What do you like to play? What kind of games do you like to play that are rare? What are your guilty pleasures? You know, there's a lot of Xbox games that are kind of guilty, like, I don't know, the Guy game or BMX XXX. Anyway, thanks for watching, and as always, have a nice day.
Kick some ass.